Well, it's almost Earth Day and spring is in the air, but what's outside also comes inside. At Better Building Works, we call this an air affair. Let's get the inside scoop with my friends Stephanie and Rose.
Hi, everyone.
Hey,
Hey,
hey, Monica, Rose, how you doing?
it's great to see you guys. We're like hanging out inside of our houses. I'm in my foyer. The steps there lead up to the bedrooms. Where are you
I'm
guys?
in my living room.
We're in
Fireplace.
my happy place, my kitchen, which gets the most sunlight, which I love.
Wonderful. So we're here because Earth Day is around the corner, but of course, Earth Day is every day at Better Building Works. Better Building Works was really started to get that connection, that everything is connected, a connection between building design, building durability, indoor air quality, and energy efficiency. And so we have learned quite a lot over the past 10 years. We've done so many, hundreds of energy audits and designs for new buildings, and thought we'd like to have a little conversation today about the party that's going on inside of our indoor air in all of our different types of rooms.
Because we like parties.
We do, even if they have to be on Zoom. But, so anyway, today I thought we would just get kind of the down low on what is going on in indoor air, what we can know about it, why would she care, why would we care, and what can we do about it, really. And so so what do y'all think? What are you curious about in terms of your indoor air? Stephanie?
Well, you know, my indoor air, I'm indoors most of the time, unfortunately, due to many things, you know, I just want it to be healthy air because I'm breathing it. And that has a lot to do with how I feel, healthy or not. Yeah. What
about you, Rose?
So I'm curious as to how it all connects together. You've mentioned before that everything is connected, and our indoor and our outdoor all affect each other. So if you could talk about that, that'd be great.
Sure. So, we know that outdoor air, air pollution and things like that, we've been concerned about with for years. And so what we don't realize is that outdoor air, of course, it comes inside. I mean, that's obvious, right? But what does it do once it gets inside? And how does it interact with things that we have, like furniture, cleaning supplies, each other? In fact, indoor air can be many times worse than outdoor air if the indoor environment is not properly ventilated, or if we're doing things inside of our homes that maybe are creating more problems than they're solving. So
like cooking?
Yeah, like cooking, like in weird, even breathing. So I'm going to go into a little bit about this. So what we found out with doing energy audits is that if we're solving an energy efficiency problem, we also have to be thinking about, number one, not making indoor air quality worse, right? Number two, we want to solve moisture problems, and we're using building science, mainly the second law of thermodynamics. So when we're using fancy equipment like infrared technology or blower door, we're really trying to quantify how air is moving through a building. Now, what's going on in the air? There's certainly some obvious things. There's some not so obvious things. There's lots of monitors out there that purport to tell you all kinds of information. But if it's not information you can use, and you don't know why you should care, then it just becomes kind of more mysteries, right? More confusion. So what we're here to do today is to try to cut through all of the confusion, figure out which monitors you should really have in your house, what they do, and why you should care. So one of the first things I want to talk about is, Stephanie, tell me, what is it that you see outside of your window right now?
I see a mountain.
You see a mountain.
And lots of trees.
We're in radon zone 1. So what does that mean to you, Rose? Radon zone 1.
It doesn't mean anything to me.
That's
Bad
right.
news.
But it can be bad news because radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer. And really the Lawrence Berkeley National Labs just recently did a study, and there's 2 takeaways. Number 1, we need to know the continuous radon monitor, the continuous radon readings. That's over many months, not just a 4-day period or a 2-week period. And the second thing is that those levels should be below 2. So this is the monitor. It's cool because it's battery operated. It's not connected to Wi-Fi. There are a whole bunch of monitors that are connected to Wi-Fi. We're not talking about those right now. We want it to be quick, easy, and actionable. So this radon monitor is a Corentium monitor. We're actually giving one of these away as a prize in the raffle for Earth Day that we're producing this video for. And this runs about $179. It'll tell you the continuous reading right here on the bottom. And you basically set it, in a convenient place in your home. It's really easy to operate, easy to understand, easy instructions. We'll have more information on these monitors on both our website, betterbuildingworks.com, and our Facebook page. And so radon is a real issue. It is a soil gas, so it moves in the air, which is why a momentary reading just isn't good enough.
And one other point is you cannot smell it.
Right.
There is no indication of it at all other than monitoring it, right?
That's right. And so even if you have a radon mitigation system, which is good, it's very good. Anyone who tells you that a radon mitigation system is bad is ignoring the fact that we're in radon zone 1. But if you have one, a continuous monitor will let you know that it's actually working beyond just the pressure gauge that's on the monitor. And if you're curious about any of these things, just give us a call at Better Building Works, and we're happy to point you in the right direction. So the second thing I'd like to talk about, since Earth Day is coming, we're all very concerned about CO2 in the air. And we understand that too much CO2 is bad for the planet. But, it also follows that what's bad for the planet is also typically bad for us. And so,
Monica, and it's my understanding that because of the pandemic and the fact that we're all staying in our homes more, even when we feel like we're safe just being 4 or 5 of us in a home, that can also be a problem too, can't it?
Absolutely, it certainly can. And so outdoor air is one thing. So the ambient level typically is somewhere around 400, 420 right now if you measured CO2 outside. But measuring CO2 inside is a really good indication of whether we're overcrowding a room. So, when we have a conference and we're in a room with a bunch of people, like, a meeting, and we're getting bored, what's the name of those rooms?
Boardroom.
Exactly. Boardrooms where we get bored. Why are we getting bored? And why do we care if there's too many people in a room? Well, certainly with the pandemic, and we don't want to make each other sick if we happen to be an asymptomatic carrier or anything like that. So CO2 monitors can really be helpful to see that. And I am one person in a room right now. This is a really nice little standalone CO2 monitor, same as the other one. It's battery operated. This is 567. So I just said that outdoor is around 400, 420. So you can see just me being in this room by myself has raised CO2 levels. When CO2 levels go above 800 parts per million, they actually even affect our ability to think straight. So we get bored, we can't think strategically as well. And Harvard did a study that proves that, wow, 800 and up, 1200 is worse. This affects kids' abilities to take tests. It affects our decision-making capabilities.
That's why we feel better when we walk out of those rooms.
But something as simple as opening a window can change that dramatically, right?
That's right. So what is the first syllable of window?
When?
Ta-da! Like hidden in plain sight, right? You open a window and the wind comes in. Of course, this is if there's a pressure difference, we won't get into all the physics of it, but really, the first thing to do is to open a window, open the door to that room. Let's dilute any kind of indoor air pollutants. And CO2 is a really good marker of too many people in a room. And it's also telling you, wow, the air changes, its chemistry changes over time. And so talking about indoor air chemistry, I see behind you, Stephanie, a fireplace. And and what kind of stove do you have?
Gas.
Gas, right. So we all have combustion appliances inside of our homes. And combustion appliances can emit an other kind of CO, in this case, carbon monoxide. We were just talking about carbon dioxide. Carbon monoxide is a source of, it can kill us, right? But CO2 monitors are usually only going off when it's super high levels, at the point that we really need to leave the house and call the fire department or be really worried it's an emergency. But ideally, we want a monitor that's going to tell us even low levels. And so we want a monitor that actually has a reading on there. This one says 0, yay. But if they start to be 9, 10, something like that, that's when we should be thinking, what is causing our carbon monoxide levels to go up? Because low dose, long-term exposure can manifest as things like headaches or flu. So we don't want our family to be sick. So CO monitors are really good if you have any kind of combustion appliance inside of your home. Certainly electric stoves or induction stoves are better. Electrical equipment, unlike say a gas water heater or furnace, isn't going to be causing the same kind of problems. But CO monitors are great. This one, like I said, battery operated like the other ones. This one's only $30, and we'll include this as well at Better Building Works and on our Facebook page. Another thing that I'd like to kind of talk about is, has any of y'all bought those fancy air purifier devices or seen things online about this?
I have friends who bought quite a few.
Stephanie, have you?
I've looked at the ones with ionizers and things in it, but they're pretty expensive.
They are expensive. And yet, when we do energy audits, we see that a lot of our clients have actually purchased these things. We were in a client's home recently. They were pharmacists, as a matter of fact. So, definitely chemistry type people, right? And I saw an air purifier that had an ionization mode. And I turned it off and I told the client that I turned it off. And she said, why? And I said, well, what ionization does is it sets up some unpredictable air chemistry inside of your home. And you could just see the light go on, that she connected the chemistry that she's doing with pharmaceuticals and medicine to the fact that chemistry is going on in our indoor air all the time. And so a lot of building scientists colleagues have been really looking at, do these ionization things work? What about UV? What about, some of these ozonators and things like that? And what they've really found is that these have only been tested in very controlled small chambers that are very unlike our homes. Or if it's a technology that is actually useful, is only useful when you have an engineer taking a look at, the design and the installation and the operation of it, which isn't the case in homes. So our recommendation is filtration is great. Get the best filters, new filters as much as you can, but stay away from all of these ionizers, anything with a fancy name, unless you have real good information about it, meaning, third-party information, not just what the manufacturer is telling you. Pretty much stay away from it, because we don't want to have a chemistry experiment inside of our living rooms.
So we're running out of time, but I think that for me, my biggest takeaway from this conversation is that we need to monitor our indoor air quality to make sure that we're not bringing in all of the pollutants. How about you, Stephanie?
Yeah, I mean, the knowledge is power. Yeah.
Knowledge is power. We can know some things. We can know about CO2 easily. We can know about CO easily. We can know about radon easily. And that gives us the tools to keep our families safer and to work smarter, not harder. So please, for more information, go to betterbuildingworks.com. Hopefully we'll have more conversations about things that affect us inside our homes and outside. And remember, every day is Earth Day. Get outside, have some fun.